Is this real?
Is my writing good enough? So I'm constantly working on that, and even though people have started to call me doctora, it's hard to embrace, but I'm trying to, and I will, and yes, that's who I am.
And let me say, sadly, the imposter syndrome, I'm sure many of you have probably felt it. I feel it still today. I felt it this morning, right? I thought, no one's coming to this. What am I doing here? Am I good enough? Is my writing good enough? Do I have anything to say? Right? The voice is still there.
Es esa fuerza que se necesita para tener esas fuerza para hacia adelante. Y con mucho orgullo, uno de ser latino, mexicana, colombiano, venezolano, tener esa fuerza para seguir adelante. No por uno nada más, pero por esta gente que vemos aquí profesional, jóvenes, wow, que es para mí la esperanza del mañana. ¿Sabes por qué le digo esto? Porque es muy importante. Eso de que el síndrome de impostor, ¿verdad? Eso me pasó a mí, hasta muchas veces me pasa. Pero la razón, porque yo tengo una pasión para hablar con los jóvenes, porque cuando yo estaba estudiando ahí, no había nadie que parecía como yo. I was so desperate to be somebody else, to fit in, to be like others, you know? And unfortunately, I couldn't do that. And finally, many years later, I decided to be myself, you know, to be myself. But the reason why I say this is because please, you know, anybody, you know, younger generation, you know, don't let nobody tell you you cannot do it. Instead, every time you've probably heard this over and over time, you know, if you hear 10, 20 no's, you say, you know what, yes, I say your name, I can do it no matter what. And one day I'm gonna be right there, you know.
I got the jobs, I got the internships, whatever it is that you've done to get here. Sometimes we forget that part. We forget that we actually have a long list of things. It took many years to get to this accomplishment. And so you should internalize it. It is yours. You do belong in that space, and it was not an accident. Sometimes it feels like people want you to fail. But is that what people want, or am I worried that people want me to fail? Research shows that at the 5th grade level, girls are outperforming boys in every single subject, including math and science. When you look at who's in STEM and who goes into the field of STEM, it's not usually women. It is usually males, specifically white males, that are going into these fields. As an immigrant, my family, my parents gave up everything for me to have the opportunities that I have today. And I can't fail. Failure is not an option, because then I wasted everything that they gave up. It was all for nothing. And so thinking about some of these identities, we have to take that risk, because no one will ever, the room that I'm in will never look different if I'm not in it. And then I start to bring more people into it who should be a part of those spaces. So it's a lot, it's a huge burden to have, to carry, but we have to take the risk to change that narrative.
You're gonna be like, I'm so glad I went to that class. But if you went and spent time in community with your family, your friends, or whatever was happening, you're gonna look back on that and go like, I remember being there. I remember skipping a class to do that, and that was the right thing.
Continuously work towards every day and remind ourselves and each other of. We have to hold ourselves or each other accountable in this way, especially, you know, in our settings where our boundaries and our values are constantly being tested. They're constantly being pushed up against. They're constantly being questioned. You have to give yourself grace as well. There's going to be mistakes as well, and it's okay. But as long as we're working collectively towards this vision, that's the most important thing.
But as we just talked about, if someone's going into a room and they're the only person in a STEM class who is a person of color, who's gender marginalized, who's queer, you know, how do we support them and empower them to move authentically in the spaces that they're in?
They walk fast, you walk faster. You don't look back or try to make eye contact because he will think you changed your mind. It's your mouth or your body saying no, but being drowned out and suffocated by a person who only sees you as a vessel by which to serve their sexual needs. To be black and a woman is to have the white and black Ken dolls measure you by the Barbie that is considered the standard of beauty. It is to hear, cover up black girl, especially when family is around. It's being reminded every day that you're only worth what you can sexually provide a man or motherly provide a child. It is to have your skin be a metaphor that defines how you're seen. You're a threat, you're aggressive. You're ugly, you're pretty for a dark-skinned girl.
Because the United States of America decided that on the day that a horrific attack that killed over 3,000 of our fellow Americans, that the enemy was within. And that the enemy was people who looked like me, who prayed like me, and lived in the communities that I was from. And that is what radicalized me. That is what outraged me.